ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गौरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकये तदलये कृष्णय कृष्णभक्तय तद्भक्तय नमो नमः। Reading from Vedanta Sutra, 4th chapter, 4th section, verses 1. This is called Mukti Pad. This section, the last section, is called Mukti Pada. So the section on Mukti, liberation. So the first sutra reads like this: Sampadya Virbhava Svena Shabdat. Having attained Brahman, the individual self manifests in its true form, because this is indicated by the word Svena. Svena means in its own. And this is a reference to the Chandogya Upanishad. Svena Rupena Binishpadyate. The jiva, after reaching Brahman, manifests in his inherent svarupa. The same also is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto. Muktir itvanyata rupena svarupena vyavastiti. So in a conditional state, the jiva swarup is covered. It is not manifested, but in the liberated state it is manifested. Like a seed lying dormant, the jiva swarup is not manifested, but through an appropriate sadhana under the guidance of a bona fide guru, then it manifests. Also, in all scriptures, Chaitanya Charitamritam, Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami saying, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoi, Shravanadi Shudashite Karaye Udoi, that we have this form that is within ourselves, but is never been manifested, and Shravana Adi, Shravan, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam will manifest it under the guidance of a bona fide guru. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, the Sannyas Guru Srila Prabhupada gave that example, that if you have a mango seed and you plant a mango seed in the soil and you water it, then eventually a mango tree will come and will give mangoes. And if you have seeds for banana, same thing, it will grow and become banana tree and give banana fruits. You cannot have bitter fruits coming from a sweet seed. It is not possible. It is already there, but it's not manifested. It is in a latent position. So, the sutra confirms this. Sutra is confirming this from the Chandogya Upanishad. You have a swarup, swa, mine, rupa, form, my own form is manifested. Then, 4th sutra, same section, Avibhagana Drishtatvat. The scriptures speak of an intimate union between the soul and the Lord. Avibhaga means absolute identity according to Sri Shankaracharya. He takes it as Sayuja Mukti. According to him, Sayuja Mukti means you become the whole once again. You are Brahman, but you are under illusion, thinking you are an individual soul, living intimately your world with different attachment to different people, but ultimately there's only one Brahman, there's no individuality, and this individuality is the cause of suffering. Buddhists also say that. Buddhists say that the identity, this idea of identity, is the cause of suffering. And once you get rid of identity, you become nirvana, then there's no more suffering. And this is also what Shankaracharya is saying. Brahman, nirvana, this oneness. Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi sarvam karvidam brahma. This is all this saying that Shankaracharya has taken from scripture, saying there's no difference between jiva, atma and Brahma. But Srila Ramanuja Acharya and other Acharya they disagree. Ramanujacharya says if a green parrot goes into a green forest, at one point you don't see the parrot because everything is green. But this doesn't mean that the parrot has become the forest. That doesn't mean that he has lost his individuality and he has merged into the forest and everything is just forest. No. He's the same color, so our eyes cannot see. Similarly, in the ocean, impersonalists are very expert in telling that we are one drop of the ocean. And the drop and the ocean have the same quality. And when the drop goes back into the ocean, then it merges and then it becomes all one. But actually, even on a molecular concept, there's no such thing as oneness. There's always differences. And within the ocean, there are also big varieties. It's not like it's all one. It's a big mass of water. There's particle of salt, plenty of it. But there's also fish and minerals and different kinds of algae and so many varieties. So on one aspect it seems to be all one, but if you look closely, then there's a big variety. So there's 4 kinds of liberation spoken about in the Shastra by the different Vaishnava Acharya. Salokya Mukti means to live in the same planet as the Lord, like Vaikunta, or some planet like where Ram is living, Ayodhya. Samipya means to have constant association. You live on the same planet and you have constant association. Sarishti means to have the same opulence as the Lord. Sarupya means you have the same bodily aspect, 4 arms and helmet and different jewels. And finally, Sayuja, which is the 5th, is taken differently by different acharya. Srila Ramanuja Acharya and Madhva Acharya also saying that Sayuja is the highest kind of liberation. Actually, according to Ramanuja Acharya, Sayuja Mukti combines all the other 4. There's a gradual elevation through those different kind of mukti, but he doesn't take it as ekatma, like Shankaracharya. He doesn't say that Sayuja means oneness. It means one is intimate in close association with the Lord. There's actually an understanding among those different Vaishnavas that actually you can be merged into the body of the Lord and see through the eyes of the Lord and smell through the nose of the Lord, hear everything through the ears of the Lord and everything. The example is given by Drona and Dara. Those 2 living entities, they wanted to have the experience of having Krishna as their child. So they did severe austerities for many thousands of years, and they got the boon to enter into the body of Yashoda and Nanda Baba. It seems inconceivable to us because it seems like it's a ghost within the body, but actually it's sharing. Someone who has this privilege of being the Lord's parents can actually give this blessing to someone. You can share with me what I experience and through me do everything. So the same way, some devotees can also be inside the Lord and see through His eyes and taste with His tongue and everything. Sayuja Mukti. Madhvacharya is also saying the same thing. The only difference, he's always very cautious in saying that there's no such thing as equal enjoyment between the Lord and His devotees. We have a svarupananda. We have a swarup which is made of ananda and also made of chit, meaning consciousness and bliss and eternity. Just like the Lord is Satchitananda, so the soul is also Satchitananda. But the Lord is Purnananda, infinite happiness, infinite bliss. He's full knowledge, Purna Jnana, and eternal. There's no such thing as minute eternity, but the jiva has minute happiness. He has a fraction of this Brahmananda. He has a fraction of the awareness of God. God is aware of everything. And so, therefore, he's stressing this point that even though Sayuja means to be with the Lord in an intimate contact, still, it doesn't mean you become the Lord and you are equal with the Lord. No way, ever. Even when you are actually those different type of mukti, when it says that you have sarupya, same form, those devotees will have the same form as the Lord in Vaikuntha. They don't wear the Kaustuba money. They don't wear, this is a special jewel that Vishnu only is wearing, or the Shrivats, Lakshmi. So there are special signs which indicate that the Lord is still the Lord. And of course, you cannot do the pastimes that the Lord is enacting, either in this spiritual world or in the material world, because jiva is always dependent. So, next sutra, fifth sutra, Brahmena Jaiminir Upanyansa Dibya. Jaimini is a disciple of Shukadeva Goswami, and he thinks that the liberated soul, Mukta Jiva, have 8 qualities, according to the reference in Chandogya Upanishad, again, where Prajapati is giving that description of the soul. You know, the story goes that the gods and the demons, they heard that the soul has 8 qualities. It is free from sin, apata papa. It is free from old age, vijara, free from death, mrityu, vimrityu, free from sorrow, vishoka, free from anger, vijigatsa, and thirst, apipasa. And it also has the ability that all the desires will become true, satya kama, and all the intention will be satisfied, satya sankalpa. So those 8 qualities of the soul were very attractive to the gods and demons. So they went to see Prajapati, who is Brahma, and they inquired from him. I told the story before. We want to know this Atma. And after 12 years of doing celibacy and staying in the vicinity of Brahma, then he asked them, what do you want? And they say, we want to know this Atma in full. So he said, look at your reflection in a pound of water. And they saw themselves, they saw their body. So they thought at first that the soul means the body. And the king of the demon, Virochan, went back home and told all the demons, I know what Atma means, it means the physical body. But Indra, the king of the gods, he became a little doubtful because the body can become old and he can become damaged. And so he came back. And then he was told that the Atma means the mind, and after that the Atma means the intelligence, and so on and so forth, until he received the real instruction. He stayed that long to be able to understand that Atma means the soul. So this 8 qualities were given and were attractive. So this is the point of view of Jaimini. Sri Vyasadeva, writing Vedanta Sutra, he's sometimes quoting some of other acharya. They have different opinion. Then he gives his own. So Jaimini is saying, first of all, freedom. Freedom is the best definition of mukti. Free from sin, from old age, from death, from sorrow, from anger, from thirst. This freedom is the best definition of mukti. Mukti means freedom. But then there is another opinion which is given in the next sutra. Chiti tan matrena tad atma katva iti odulumi. So this is another sage called Odulumi Rishi, and he's saying, no, the soul liberation means consciousness alone. When you are liberated, you are mere consciousness, mere awareness, and nothing else. This is also the belief of sage Yagyavalkya and of course Shankaracharya. Yagyavalkya, actually, he's giving Atma Vidya to his wife. He was about to leave for the forest. He had 2 wives. And he said, I will give all my belongings to you because I have to leave. So the first wife, she was very happy. Yes, and we'll get the home and we'll get the money and whatever. But the second wife was more intelligent. Her name is Maitreyi. And she said, well, sir, you are leaving us all these goods and you're going somewhere else. It must be that what you are going to is more important to what you leave behind. And he said, yes, that is the reason. I leave for the forest. And so she said, I want to know this. I'm not interested in perishable things. I want to know exactly. So he taught her Atma Vidya. And he said, it is not for the sake of the husband that a husband is loved, but for the sake of the self. It is not for the sake of it is not because of the love of the wife that the wife is dear, but because of the soul. It is not because of the children that the children are dear, but because of the self. And everything is self-centered. Self-centered in the sense that it is the real Atma. And so therefore, he teach Atma Tadva. But at the end of his teaching, he's saying to his wife Maitreyi that the liberated soul Mukta has no consciousness. And then Maitreyi is so surprised, she exclaimed, now, sir, you have utterly confused me. I cannot understand this Atma at all. And then he explains again that what he means is that this no consciousness means no mundane consciousness. And that there's a higher consciousness. So Shankaracharya, he makes this his most important point. There's two levels of reality, mundane reality. We have to define things with words, and this is the mundane reality. So Brahman is defined with words, and therefore it cannot be the ultimate Brahman. But ultimate Paramartika, this is above, beyond words, beyond concepts. This is Shankaracharya's understanding, and he's also in tune with Odlumi. So Srila Badarayan, Srila Vyasadeva, same person, he's answering. He's always making a compromise between the two. He's reconciling the two concepts. Even though there is reference to the soul as being mere consciousness, chin matra, it doesn't contradict the fact that the soul has qualities. So, in other words, consciousness is the main characteristic of the soul. That is what makes the difference between life and matter. I am alive, and therefore my body is alive. I am conscious, and therefore then my body moves and can do so many things. A stone has no consciousness. I can kick it with my foot, it will not react. And so therefore this difference between matter and spirit soul is so important. But it has qualities, and specifically it has qualities of being relieved from material bondage, like death. This is material world. We take birth, we grow, we make some byproducts, and then the body start becoming old, and we become very feeble, and we die. And then we take birth again. So we are free from this as liberated soul. We are completely free from this. We are not bound to the samsara anymore. There's no more grief. There's no more hunger and thirst, and no old age and disease and sickness and death. And all our desires can be fulfilled, because this is also material things that we want something and we cannot obtain. And everything, every vow we take becomes true also. Satya Sankalpa. And it says that the liberated souls in the Chandogya Upanishad actually can go anywhere and can laugh, play within, enjoy with women, with horses and chariots. So it gives some kind of a mundane or simple example, but it actually means that with the Lord it can actually do so many things. Even there are women who can be close to the Lord and enjoy with the Lord. And this has to be understood according to the proper channel, Because the Upanishad don't give so many descriptions and so many examples and stories to illustrate what they are saying. So we need Srimad Bhagavatam, and we understand that Ramana, for example, the Ramana Stri, the woman that are enjoying, can be understood as gopis, those who give pleasure to Krishna. Krishna also has a name Ram. Ram means Radha Raman. He's taking pleasure with Srimati Radhika, and Radhika is giving pleasure to him. So this understanding of the free soul is going to be concluded next time. There's going to be some other points to be elaborated, but for today, this is all. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpa tarubhyacha kripa sindhu bheva cha patitaram pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.